Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So we are still continuing with season 3. I'm going to be spamming out a lot of videos because there's quite a lot of events popping up week to week. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the Faction Awards event, which has just started, okay? And it is day 15 of season 3. Alright, so keep that in mind. Okay, so Faction Awards, what is it? Let's look at the information icon, okay? So, essentially, faction rewards, okay? When the event begins, 2 faction leaders will be chosen based on the combined power of the war zone at the start of the season. So, I'm part of Warzone 685. Now, when they say war zone, we call it a server, but the game actually refers to it as a war zone. So, for this video, I'm going to refer to it as a war zone, just to keep with the wording that the devs have used. So I'm from server 685, Warzone 685, and then we're going up against a server 682 to decide who will be the first president of these 2 servers to choose which faction they want to go to, okay? Because this is only the selection stage, okay? So the faction leaders will decide the division of the 2 factions, Golden Tribe and Scarlet Legion. So those are the 2 factions. Now, if you have played Season 2, you will remember that there were also 2 factions, the Rebels and the Gendarmerie. And you were part of either one of those. You couldn't be part of both of them, only one, okay? Now, in this case, for this selection stage, the president of the top most powerful war zones, who will decide, who will be able to choose first which faction their war zone will be a part of, will be done via a coin toss. Now, I don't remember this being a thing in Season 2, though Season 2 was a long time ago. I might have forgotten about it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Okay. Now, after the faction leaders select their faction, so after the top 2 most powerful war zones based on combined power, as it has said before, once they have chosen their factions, the presidents of other war zones can choose their faction during the faction selection stage. So, once the presidents from the 2 most powerful war zones choose their faction they want based on the coin toss, then all the other war zones get to decide which faction they want to be a part of. Now, each faction change will trigger a cooldown. If the desired faction is already full, the president can use Force Join to add their war zone to that faction, displacing a random war zone from it to the opposite faction. Okay, but this does not affect the faction's leader's faction, so it can't affect the essentially server 685 and that other server that I showed you before. It can't affect that because that is set in stone. Okay, so all this means is, with this Force Join option, a president from a war zone can declare they want to join this war zone even if it's full. If it is full, they use the Force Join. The server randomly kicks out one war zone. The game kicks out one war zone from that faction, and then you take their place. But this won't impact the 2 most powerful war zones based on combined power. Okay, just keep that in mind. Now, there is a cooldown with this Force Join, of course, as well. The 2 factions we have is the Golden Tribe and Scarlet Legion. Now, you can have 4 war zones per faction because within the season grouping, there is a total of 8 war zones. So obviously, you divide that by half, 4 for each faction, okay? The chosen faction will influence the declaration order during the subsequent Spice Wars. Now, Spice Wars is pretty much the same as Soil Wars, which happened in Season 2. Same mechanics, same rules, pretty much all the same, though there might be some differences because we do have additional buildings as part of the Alliance Center, but Spice Wars has not started on for us yet, so I'm still waiting for that event. It's going to start soon though, because we already have the faction leader selection stage. Okay, now during the faction selection stage, Warzone faction choices will remain hidden. Once the faction announcement stage begins, all hidden information will be revealed. In the subsequent Spice Wars, alliances from different factions can declare war on each other to compete for spices. Now that's exactly the same as the Soil Wars from Season 2. And as you would remember, even in the Soil Wars, if multiple alliances declare war on the same alliance, the defending side can invite other alliances from the same faction that have not been declared war upon to assist in defense. That's just like the Rare Soil War, so nothing really has changed there. And during the faction selection stage, the president can choose to reveal identity, making their Warzone information public early, but however, once revealed, they can't hide it again. And after the event begins, commanders can teleport freely across 8 war zones within the same season group. Now you could do that as well with the Soil Wars. We can already do that with the Trade War in any case. So that's just a nice free teleport we can use. It does have a cooldown however, but still nice. As you can see, just like the Rare Soil Wars, we can see they have 8 rounds. And each round, is divided in the person who will attack, or the alliance that attacks, and the alliance that defends. And it sort of alternates. So depending on which faction the president of our server decides to go with, depending if he wins the coin toss or not, that's the one what we'll use as a guide. So for example, if my Warzone went to the Scarlet Legion, then that means I would have to follow this column. So in round 1, our alliance would have to be attacking. In round 2, defending. Round 3, defending, attacking, etc, etc. So it just works the same as the Rare Soil Wars. And this selection stage, it says it goes for 6 days, and it's a couple of hours left. So my assumption is after this selection stage finishes, we will then start the Spice War event after that. So it's probably going to start next week, Monday. That's my prediction. Remember, this is my first time doing Season 3, so I'm literally learning as I go along. But that is my prediction in any case. So it already says here that our president has done a couple of coin tosses. No result yet, question mark, question mark, question mark. These are the other war zones / servers in the season groupings. So they will be able to choose once these two decide which faction they're going to go to. Alright, so that is Faction Awards in a nutshell. If you didn't understand anything that I mentioned, just pop down a comment. I'll try answer them as best as I can to my knowledge. But that's the end of this video. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next Season 3 video.